What actually happens when you cold call over 200 agents? Well, that's what I've done for the past couple of months. Just me, my phone, and my call list. But who am I? Hi, I'm Sabrina, and I'm failing forward in real estate to build a more durable life. And in this video, I'm going to break down the numbers. How many actually picked up, how many were interested, and how many led to real conversations. Let's jump into it. So how I set this up is that I downloaded a list of agent names and contacts from PropStream. Specifically, I was looking for agents who have sold or were involved in a transaction within the past year in the county that I'm targeting. And I focused on that because a lot of licensed agents aren't actually active. So I assume that if they've done at least a transaction in the past year, then they're probably more likely to be an active agent. From there, I downloaded that list to my computer, cleaned it up, eliminated duplicates, and resulted in a list of about maybe a little over 300. And then I filtered that down once more by looking at the specific area code that was specific to the county that I'm looking for. So I didn't want numbers that were that had area codes outside of the area. So once I put in all of that criteria and filtered it down, I ended up with a list of 227 agents to cold call. And that was a list that I worked through. 5 calls a day, 5 days a week, which meant I spent about 9 weeks or just over 2 months getting through this list. And so let's see how the numbers shook out from this process. Okay, so I've got my notes here. And so how this went was 2 agents said that they don't do residential property. So about 1%, which was weird because I thought I filtered for residential houses, but 2 said that they don't do residential at least anymore. 26 were not interested, so about 11%. And so what that means is that they actually picked up the phone, but when I asked them if they were interested in working with an investor or a rental investor, they said no. Then 79 were removed for one reason or another. So that's 35%. And so what that meant was it was either kind of bad numbers or disconnections. They were big realties or management entities that had, kind of complex structures with like admin staff, or the mailbox was full, or the name that they said on the message wasn't the name of my list, so I wasn't sure who I actually was talking to. So about 35% I just removed because there was something going on with the actual number of the call. So that meant I ultimately left 75 voicemails. So about 33% I left a voicemail. So I called, but they didn't answer, which means a grand total of 45 actual conversations, or about 20%. So that's around 1 in 5 of these calls was a real conversation. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know, but that's how it worked out for me. So after I did the calls, then I followed up with a round of text messages specifically to those that I left voicemails for. So for those 75 voicemails, I followed up with a text. And that cadence was 7 texts a day, 5 days a week, mostly because I could text a bit faster than I could do those like live calls. And so what I did was I had a message that I could just copy and paste, but then I searched for their specific number, personalized it with their name, copied in the message, and hit send. So just a kind of word of warning or a heads up, I did get a couple of people who responded to me just stop. Because they thought that I was like a bot, I guess. But I was doing this just for my personal phone, just manually doing it. And that resulted in 6 positive responses. So a hit rate of 8%. So I thought that was interesting, right? 8% from text messages, but 20% from calls. So just an interesting comparison there. So that means across both rounds, calls and texts, that was 45 conversations from calls and 6 positive text replies, resulting in 51 total kind of positive responses. So that's about 22% of that total list. So that means 80% went nowhere. So then the question is, well, was it worth it? So let's see what I got from these calls. So far, I've got one agent who submits all of my MLS offers for me, which you know from another video about finding time to do this real estate thing while you work full time. Having an agent who can submit these offers is required, not even just a game changer, because you can't stay on top of all of these things. So I got the one person who submits all of my MLS offers. I also identified a few agents who also do property management, which allows me to have a warm introduction when I do get some rental deals and will need property management. I've already got a couple of warm contacts to reach out to. Related, I also was able to connect with people who do contract work, or even one agent does flipping themselves. So again, a warm contact for some contractor connections. And one agent actually invited me to an agent investor meetup in person, which I went to. And so I actually got to see them face to face. So looking back, this whole thing really feels like a live version of the 80-20 rule, right? You know, it was like, of all that work, 20% was really kind of driving the result. But the annoying thing is you've got to slog through all of it because you don't know where that 20% is. So you kind of have to do all the work to be able to identify that 20%. Like, there's no shortcut for that. So there is this idea that if you're, consistent, then the results will come. And honestly, I'm just kind of in a point of waiting because I made all those calls and everything, but I don't have any actual deals yet. But I do see some signs of life, right? Like I'm building connections. I am having these kinds of warm contacts. And I'm also currently working on continually following up because follow-up is the name of the game in real estate. But I want to be very clear. This is not the part of the video where I then say, and this is where I found my 6-figure flip. Like, that's not coming. So that's where I am. It's slow, it's awkward, and I'm not sure that anything will come of it. But if you're interested in the top 10 lessons that I learned from doing these cold calls, then you might want to watch this video next. And for those of you who are also going through this unglamorous part of this messy middle, keep going because every step forward is actually forward momentum. I'll see you in the next one.